Hi, this is Roseanne and Guy, and this is the third part of our four-part series on the Embassy RV annual meetup.
Here in part 3, we're getting tours of 2 additional Embassy vans. One is the Dolphin SS, which is geared towards the single traveler, and the other is the Dolphin SL, which has 2 separate sleeping areas. Enjoy! Okay, so I'm continuing my trip around the campground in an effort to show all the different types of embassies that are available. And I've stopped in here today to see Tom. Say hi, Tom.
Hey.
Because Tom has one of the floor plans which is less common, and so this is a great opportunity for us to see it. And Tom, tell us about your floor plan. First of all, what's it called?
This is the Dolphin SS. So, and the difference between the Dolphin S and the SS is that the S has 2 sofas that come together to form a single bed. The SS only has 1 sofa, so it's good for 1 person. And instead of a passenger side sofa, it has cabinetry and a countertop.
So you're a solo traveler, and so this countertop over here offered some functionality that was important to you, I guess.
Absolutely. I really felt like, for me, just being a solo traveler, I would prefer to have some space for either whatever work I'm doing or whatever. It's turned out to be a lot of computer-related space. I have my laptop, and I have storage for my keyboard and whatnot. This embarrassingly crude organizational unit is a work in progress, just trying to get a feel for whether or not this would actually work as a way of having this equipment here without having to pack it away every time I need to go drive somewhere and then unpack it in order to actually do some work with it. Including, just driving across town if you just need to, or even down the block, really, if you just need to do a quick errand. None of this can remain out if it's just sitting on a bare countertop, because you don't want that flying around. So anyway, this is just a really crude work in progress, just a proof of concept to see if that'll work. And so far, so good. So now I just need to refine it into something beautiful.
And so the people who view our channel are familiar with the Dolphin S, and I take it probably that am I right in saying that everything that's behind you right now is the same?
Exactly the same as a Dolphin S. Yes.
Right. So the big difference is one bed, and the passenger side bed has been replaced with this work area.
This cabinetry, yep.
Which I imagine would be very attractive for a solo traveler who's working from the road, right?
Absolutely, a nomad, a digital nomad, or anyone who has any sort of a craft or something that they're maybe taking on the road. Having this additional cabinetry and storage is just a wonderful thing.
And you've mentioned that you've got this modification in progress here, and maybe someday we can see it completed, because people who want to follow your travels can do so on your channel, which is
Joy en Route.
Joy en Route. And so if you want to follow Tom around the country, because you've gone full time, right? No more bricks and sticks for you.
I actually do own a Sticks and Bricks, but my kid is now living there and taking care of the place for me while I'm just out roaming around. And yes, I've been full time in my Dolphin S for the past, like 6 months or so. It's like it was very early November last fall that I hopped in and drove away.
And what motivated you to take that leap to go all the way to full time? What are you hoping for there?
Yeah, it's such a there's a huge backstory, which obviously we can't do here, but I guess the funny part about it is that my career had actually hit a point many years back when I thought, gee, I might have to just like sell everything, hop in a vehicle, and head south for warmer weather. Just to try and, make it through whatever was going on at that time. Things recovered okay, and I'm fine in terms of all of that went down. But what I had never anticipated is that people would actually do that as a choice. Actually get in a vehicle and just start driving around as a nomad. the idea just appealed to me like crazy, because there is so much of this country that I have just not seen. And I've been sort of planted where my sticks and bricks are for so many decades that it just really felt like you need to get out and see the world, see this country, see this big, beautiful place.
And is it for you right now of indefinite duration? Do you think after some time maybe you go back to sticks and bricks, or in your mind is it a permanent move, a 2-year move? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a real good question. There has to be an end point, right? I mean, we can't be driving around forever. At some point, I suppose my health will take a turn or whatever, or I will just be incapable of doing this kind of lifestyle anymore. So I haven't gotten rid of my sticks and bricks, so it's still there for me when I'm ready to come off the road. But for now, I just kind of look at it like a Star Trek voyage, right? A 5-year voyage, and I don't know. We'll see what happens after that.
You mentioned this big, beautiful country, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this is a big, beautiful country that you spent some time helping to defend, right? You're a Navy man.
I'm an Air Force man.
Air Force.
Yep,
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I probably
No. I love my Navy brethren. As a matter of fact, one of my best friends went into the Navy, and I went into the Air Force. So,
all right. Well, we thank you for your service, for sure.
Well, thank you. It was certainly my pleasure. I'd do it all over again.
And finally, sort of, there are a lot of RVs out there, a lot of Class B RVs, a lot of different floor plans. Why Embassy?
Well, the design ethos of these vehicles is just impeccable. I mean, the level of common sense and engineering proficiency and innovation was just a surprise to me. And I did look at a lot of other manufacturers and saw a lot of really nice floor plans. But then when you hear what Embassy has to offer, especially in the innovative way that they design these things with no wood, and they're very lightweight, and they're just built to impeccable quality standards, it just was a no-brainer, just a complete no-brainer.
And are you having fun so far?
Oh, wow. I mean, other than being called away from the road to deal with something back at home for over the last couple of months, and being just sad that I couldn't continue, I still continued to camp in my Embassy RV in my driveway. I mean, that's how much I love being in this vehicle. So yes, am I having fun? Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I've had the opportunity, both from your YouTube channel and from our Facebook group, our Embassy Owners and Wannabes, to see some of the places you've gone, and some of the areas which we were in this winter as well, down in the Southwest. Did you have a favorite spot that you saw this winter as you were traveling through the Southwest?
I saw so many beautiful sunsets, and there were so many different places to go. Corpus Christi State Park in Texas was one of the state parks down there that I thought was just absolutely incredibly beautiful. White Sands was really interesting, a little sandy, gets everywhere. Carlsbad Caverns, just beautiful. Everybody should see the caverns at some point.
Well, Tom, thanks so much for inviting us into your new home.
It's been my pleasure, Guy.
All right, and we'll see you down the road.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, so I'm continuing my trip around the campsite here at the Embassy Meetup in an effort to show you guys the different styles of Embassy Class B RVs that are available. And I'm here with Bob and Susan, and they have a style I haven't shown you yet. And why don't you tell us about it?
Good. All right, this is the Embassy. We call it Duo, but it's now SL. And it has like a lounge area in the front. But this also pulls out into a bed, and then our bed is in the back.
Okay. So what's unique about this layout, as I understand it, and unique really among Class Bs, as far as I am able to tell, is it has two separate sleeping areas.
That's
right.
We have 2 bedrooms.
And so maybe let's take a quick look at it from the inside, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Okay, we've moved inside now, and so this is the front lounge area that you were talking about. I'm taking this video sitting in the turned around passenger seat of the cab. And so if we just look around, so if you're sitting at night watching TV, this is where you'd be sitting, I guess, right?
This is it. That's perfect.
And we've got our TV.
Swivels
And
around.
it can swing outside.
Yep.
And a Blu-ray and radio up there, and
Yep.
And the sofa that you're sitting on is the thing that converts into bed number
Yes.
one.
That's correct.
And so you could, if you wanted, you could each have your own sleeping area, or two of you back there, and you could have a relative or a
Yep.
guest or a friend
And
or
we've
what have
had
you.
guests.
We
up
can
here.
shut off the two areas by the door. So yeah.
And one advantage, I guess, of that, among others, is people are sleeping in both areas, and one person's an early riser. You can get up and maybe not disturb
Yes.
the other.
There you go.
So, why the SL for you? Why did you gravitate
how
towards
you
this
make
model?
a list of priorities. My number one priority was I did not want to make a bed every night, like a puzzle bed, and have to do it. And that's where we sleep, and it stays our bed. And that was my number one. I didn't want to have to make a bed. Plus, then underneath, there's a
mine.
lot of storage.
So we'll
That's
take a
the
look at that
garage.
storage from the rear in a minute. So I hear what you're saying. Basically, you can leave the bed alone, and then this is where you hang out if
Yep.
you're
Yeah.
hanging out inside. Of course, if it's a nice day, you're probably hanging out outside. But if you need to be inside, watching TV late at night, or because it's raining out or so forth, you hang out in here, and your bed is ready for you
Yep.
when you're ready.
So
Hey?
the very first.
All right.
This
duo
was
that
the
they ever
very
made.
first, as our friend says, uno duo.
Excellent. Well,
So-
someone's got to be first.
That's right.
Yep, that's right. And we love it.
Yep.
So,
All right. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to kind of step out of the way, and maybe you could show us how this bed opens up into, well, I called it bed number one. It's really bed number two,
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah.
The bed in the back is your primary bedroom.
That's the king.
Okay.
Right
All
there.
right. All right. So Susan's been kind enough to get ready to show us how this bed in the front lounge converts. So right now it's a sofa, and how does it turn into a bed at night?
you pull the latches in, and then you just pull out.
That's out.
All right.
And then there's another cushion, and you lay the cushions down, and you can sleep this way.
Uh-huh.
Or one couple turns both seats around, and that you can actually sleep this way too.
So theoretically, you could get 4 people in here.
Correct.
Yes.
And then we had the seat belts added, so we have 4 belts, and you could sleep 4 people.
Excellent. Okay, so we've come around the back of the Dolphin SL now, and this is your primary bed, right?
Yes.
And you guys just leave this set up all the time, which is great in a Class B van, because most of us have to deal with taking the bed down or putting it up each day, and your kitchen is right there in front, right? And maybe just go over the features of the kitchen. It looks to me like it's similar to other Embassy models. You guys have the NovaCool, looks like.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Which is the one of the 2 refrigerators currently offered by Embassy, and the NovaCool is the one that has 2 compressors, right?
Yes.
So you can separately control.
You got it.
The people who follow our channel have seen the features of the kitchen pretty much, but what's new is this bed here. Now, if you wanted to take the bed, we're not going to take it down right now, since the whole point of it for you guys is to leave it up. But if you wanted to, you could take it down, right? You could
Yeah.
fold it up.
These are all just sitting across here. We could take them up.
And-
Now you've got an open aisle all the way through.
And when it's taken up, what's its function at that point? Does it become a secondary lounge, or it's a work table, or what would you
It's
do
a
with
desk.
Do
it?
it whatever you want,
Yeah.
or we've hauled bigger things in here. We've also had his trike, and we put it under the bed.
Right. So you can use it as a desk, and which might be helpful for someone who's working from the road,
Yeah.
right? They could use the front as their bedroom, and this as their workspace, right? So I noticed right away that for a Class B van, the storage here is cavernous, right? You guys have a lot of stuff back there.
Yes.
And as we all do who travel in Class Bs, however much space you have, you use it, right?
Amen. Yeah.
But if you wanted to, right now, I'm standing by your bike trailer and you're towing bikes, but it looks to me like if you wanted to, you could easily get a couple of bikes under that.
Oh yes.
Some people have.
Yeah. And still have plenty of room for other things on these big open compartments on the side.
Yep.
Yeah, and we've gotten like our clam that's right beside your tent, and then we've also had that and our chairs and table and stand up, blow up paddleboard, and then our life jackets, and it's all fit underneath here.
Excellent.
And our bike gear.
That's great. That's an amazing amount of storage, it seems to me, for a Class B van. So why Embassy?
Terry is such a man of integrity, and then we like our daughter has mold issues. We like that there's no wood, no mold, and he stands behind his product, and just an amazing company, and no black tank and no propane, and yeah, we saw this and just were amazed by it.
And you guys have had the van a little longer than some of the other owners that we've encountered this weekend, so you've had a real chance to put it through your paces. Where are some of the places you've been?
Florida, Alabama. We did the Blue Ridge.
Have I seen some pictures that you've posted along the way of ski trips?
Oh yeah, we've done ski trips up north in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Our son lives up there. Yeah, amazing. 6 degrees, and we were roasting out of here.
Okay. And what's been your experience in sort of dealing with any service issues with the Embassy folks? How do you find them?
And every issue, I mean, everybody's going to have issues, you know, no matter what, but they stand behind it.
Have you guys got some bucket list items for travel that you haven't gotten to yet?
Well, we did a bicycle trip all the way across the United States, 4,000 miles, and slept in a tent, and then got this. So we want to retrace our steps and go back and see the people that took us in. And then we also want to go to Alaska. That's probably my bucket list.
That sounds amazing. Maybe we'll join you in Alaska sometime.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for sharing your home away from home with us. So in addition to all that amazing storage that you have inside the van, we noticed that you guys are carrying a lot of other gear that you're towing. And so why don't you show us what you've got here and how you're carrying it?
So this actually can hold 3 separate bikes. Mm-hmm. 2 bikes and a trike. And you just take the front tire off and they go up like this. This is actually for a tandem that we did not bring. And then you just press this lever.
Because you can't get the doors open. So.
And then it comes down like that. And then that's how you can get the doors open, you know, even with the rack on.
All right. And what brand are we looking at here? This
ATOC, ATOC, and this is the Draft Master.
And it'll carry 2 bikes, 3 bikes.
3 on this one,
right.
Yeah.
And it's just hooked into your hitch, which is a standard Ford 2-inch hitch that comes on the back of all the Ford Transits, right?
Yep.
How does that affect your driving experience? Let me ask you that.
Don't even know it's there.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't even notice it's there. We just have to be careful when we have the tandem on. It actually sticks above the roof.
So you're a little higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we travel unplugged. We hardly ever plug in.
It's all the best RVers travel unplugged, right?
Yeah.
And it looked like it was pretty easy to bring it down and take the bikes on and off, I guess, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes. It's now with all the bikes on, it is heavier.
Mm-hmm. Before I leave you, one more thing. We're all here at this Embassy outing, the biggest ever gathering of Embassy customers in their vans. What'd you think about it?
It was great.
Fantastic.
This is our 4th time here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, first time at this location. So, this has been beautiful.
Okay, that's it for now. So hopefully now that you've seen a variety of Embassy models built on a variety of different chassis, maybe you've seen one that looks like it's right for you. So check back soon for the fourth and final episode of our 4 parts from this year's Embassy Meetup, where we'll show you our favorite van modification that we saw at this year's Meetup. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to see the rest of our past and future videos. See you next time.
We hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you next time here at Amore Van.